You're a first responder at Chernobyl. The call comes in at 1:28 in the morning. You're already awake. You were playing cards with Vassal when the alarm hit, and you remember thinking, before you even knew what it was, that there was something wrong with the sound of it. Not louder, just different. The way a dog barks differently at something it doesn't recognize. It's April 26th, 1986. You're 24 years old. You work out of the Chernobyl fire station, Fire Unit Number 2, based in Pripyat. 6 minutes from the plant by truck if the roads are clear. The roads are clear. The dispatch says, fire at the reactor building, possible roof fire, no further details. You've done roof fires before. Bitumen roofing material, electrical fault, standard suppression, 2 hours, and you're back at the station. You pull on your gear, your standard gear, canvas jacket, rubber boots, no respirator, because the call said roof fire, and roof fires don't require respirators. That decision, the gear you put on in that room, in those 2 minutes, is a decision that's already been made for you by the information you were given, and the information you were given was incomplete in a way that nobody in that room understood yet. You climb into the truck. Vassal is next to you. He's been in the unit for 3 years, longer than you. He has a daughter named Lena. She's 4. He keeps a photo of her tucked behind the sun visor. He checks it before every call, same motion, same half-second look, and then he tucks it back. He checked it tonight. You see it before you arrive. The glow is wrong. You've seen building fires from a distance. You know what they look like: orange, moving, eating one edge of the skyline. This is not that. This is something sitting above the reactor that is the color of everything and nothing, violet at the edges and white in the center, and lit from the inside in a way that fire isn't usually lit from the inside. Major Telyatnikov is already there when your truck pulls up. He's looking up at reactor number 4. The roof has partially collapsed. There is graphite on the ground, large chunks of it scattered across the concrete apron like someone threw them there from above. You don't know what graphite being on the ground means. You will know later. Right now, it's just debris. The air smells like nothing. That's the first thing you notice that you don't have a category for. Big industrial fires smell. They smell like burning plastic, burning rubber, burning insulation. This smells like ozone, faintly, and then like nothing at all. Your mouth tastes like metal within about 3 minutes of getting off the truck. You notice this and file it away, and don't stop moving because the roof is on fire. And that is the problem that has been assigned to you. You're ordered to the roof of the turbine hall adjacent to Reactor 3. The goal is to prevent the fire from spreading. You go up. The roof of the turbine hall is covered in burning bitumen. It sticks to your boots. Every step takes more effort than the last because the material grabs at the rubber and holds on like it's trying to make a point. The temperature up here is something your body is registering, but your brain is slightly behind on processing. The men work in lines. Water on the bitumen. Move. Water. Move. Standard suppression. You know this drill. Your hands know it without you telling them to. What you don't know is that you are standing approximately 200 meters from an open reactor core. You don't know that the graphite you stepped around in the parking lot is reactor graphite, ejected by the explosion, and that each piece of it is emitting radiation at levels that have no business existing outside of a laboratory. You don't know that the air you are breathing contains radionuclides that are entering your bloodstream right now, while you are doing your job correctly, while you are doing exactly what you were trained to do. Vassal is working 10 meters to your left. He stops once, puts his hand on his knee, straightens back up. You see it, but don't say anything. You feel it too, a heaviness behind the eyes, nausea that comes in a wave and then pulls back, the way a tide does when it's testing the shore. You think, bad air from the fire. You think, I'll feel better when we're down. You will not feel better when you are down. By 6 in the morning, the roof fires are largely contained. You come down off the turbine hall. Your skin is starting to feel the way skin feels after too much sun, that tight, warm, hypersensitive feeling, except you've been working in the dark for 5 hours, and there has been no sun. Some of the men are vomiting in the parking lot, not dramatically, not all at once. One, then another, quietly, like they're embarrassed about it. Telyatnikov is gray in the face, but still standing, still moving between men, still doing his job. A bus comes. You're told you're being taken to the medical unit in Pripyat. Routine, precautionary. These are the words being used. You believe them because you don't have a reason not to, and also because your head is hurting in a way that makes sustained skepticism difficult. On the bus, Vasyl puts his hand on the window, just rests it there, looking out at the plant getting smaller behind you. He doesn't say anything, and you don't ask because you're both too tired and because some things don't have sentences yet. At the medical unit, a doctor looks at your eyes, asks if you can walk a straight line, checks your skin, writes things down. The writing things down is the part that stays with you. The way the pen moved across the paper without any expression on his face, like he already knew something about the number he was looking at and had decided that his face was not the place to announce it. Within 36 hours, you're on a plane to hospital number 6 in Moscow. This is a specialized clinic for radiation exposure. It exists because the Soviet Union has had situations before that required a specialized clinic for radiation exposure. You don't think about what this means. You think about your boots, which someone took from you, and whether you'll get them back. The hospital is clean, quieter than you expected. Your room has 4 beds. You know one of the other men, Pravik, from a different unit, 23 years old, who arrived at the plant before you did. He's in the bed by the window. He looks the way you feel, which is to say, he looks like he got off a roof 5 hours ago and then got on a plane, and he would very much like to sleep for several days. The doctors come in shifts. They check your white blood cell count every few hours. You learn this is significant because of how frequently they check it, not because anyone explains why. Your count is dropping. You know this because of the way the nurses stop meeting your eyes when they write the number down. Vasyl is 2 rooms over. You walk over to see him on the 2nd day, while you still can. He's sitting up in bed. He asks you if Lena's photo is still in the truck. You tell him you don't know. You tell him you'll find out. You don't know if this is true, and he doesn't ask you to confirm it, because he understands something about what gets said in rooms like this versus what actually happens, and the ratio between those two things. It will remain in place for approximately 20,000 years, which is one way of measuring what happened on that roof in the dark at 1:28 in the morning when the call came in and you put on the wrong gear for all the right reasons.